Hello everyone. I just wanted to talk about the properties of Aegis Reflector, of how many hits it can take before breaking between certain attacks, just for the sake of knowledge to help gameplay. And if I'm wrong in any of this, hopefully someone can correct me. I'm just doing my own experiments just to see how this super works. Yuri and I played, he put me in a corner and I tried to break the Aegis and I knocked him away and he dashed at me and I knocked him away again. And I kept trying to break the Aegis and he dashed at me again and I knocked him away. And then I finally broke it, and by that time I was almost dead. And this part right here is the worst part of this whole thing. 3 green balls couldn't break through the Aegis. Why? But 2 EX ones can. It's kind of what started this whole thing, actually. I'm not the first one that shot a messatsu go hado and got it reflected back at me, but I didn't realize that it was able to reflect too cleanly like that. If you destroy the Aegis, it'll go away silently. But if you don't destroy the Aegis, then you'll hear the breaking sound. Just like that. The Aegis hits about 6 times, but this 3-hit Hadouken shot 3 times, total of 9 hits, can't even destroy it. It can't be a damage issue because shooting the Hado in the air increases the damage plus the taunt, and shooting it 3 times in an Aegis didn't break it. Same results when I shoot it on the ground without taunting. Nothing breaks. See, when you shoot the 3-hit Hadouken at the Aegis, it reflects back 2 hits. When you use a 2-hit Hadouken, it reflects back 1 hit. And when you shoot the 1-hit Hadouken, it doesn't reflect back at all. But the regular one does. Even a strong special like Shinkuu Ryuken uses 4 hits to destroy the Aegis. So we're just gonna chop, chop, chop and see if it breaks in 4 hits also. That didn't work. Okay, the EX version is much faster. And 4 hits, it's gone. It takes 2 EX axe kicks, total of 4 hits to destroy the Aegis. Breaking the Aegis does not rely on damage. Aegis hits 6 times when it lands on top of you. It hits 6 times when you're blocking it. And 6 times when you're blocking low too. And you need to parry it 6 times in order to get rid of it. If your projectile gets reflected by Aegis, you can immediately shoot another one out because that projectile is no longer yours. And it takes 4 spheres to take out the Aegis. But 2 EX spheres totaling 4 hits does not destroy the Aegis Reflector. It takes Urien a total of 14 jabs to destroy the Aegis Reflector. It takes 4 standing Fierce to destroy it, like the other Fierces in the game in EX. 14 jabs again. And it takes 6 medium attacks to take out the Aegis. Even with a weaker character like Yang, it still only takes 14 jabs. And it still takes him 6 medium hits. And even with the weak Fierce hits, it takes him 4. If we use both weak hits from the Fierce, it only takes 2 attacks, total of 4 Fierces. Even with a really strong character like Hugo, it still takes 14 jabs. Special attacks like Claps will count as Fierce, and it takes 4 hits. The EX Clap totals 3 hits for 3 Fierces, just like Axe Kick, 2 kicks for EX. Ibuki is a little different because their knives can be punched away, but they still take away from the Aegis, but not from projectiles. 2 EX Kunais couldn't take off 1 sphere from the EX sphere. However, the EX Kunais take away a Fierce each from the Aegis defense. See? And the regular Kunai just do a Fierce each. I think the Kunais have the same properties as Leslie's Rose and Sean's Basketball, but they're too slow for me to really test out. 4 Fierces and the Aegis breaks. 3 Fierces and then a medium punch breaks the Aegis. Running to the Aegis 6 times breaks it. "14 jabs breaks the Aegis. 6 jabs and 2 Fierces breaks the Aegis. 3 fierces and a super that counts as a fierce breaks the Aegis. Remy's projectiles count as fierces too. It takes 4 to break an Aegis. And his EXs each are a fierce, whereas Ryu and Ken Aegis act like jabs. Yun's strongest single attacks, Fierce Palm still takes 4 hits to break the Aegis. Unfortunately, when he uses Genajin, all his attacks count as a fierce, so he can just jab it 4 times and it's gone. Sorry if this made your Yun matchup harder. Seiya Embu copies 3 attacks, so it's 3 fierces every time he attacks. If you're not fully in a corner by the Aegis and still have some room to breathe, breaking it is always a good option sometimes. So overall, if the attack you're using takes 14 hits to destroy the Aegis, it acts like a jab when attacking the Aegis. If it takes 6, it acts like a medium. And if it takes 4 hits, it acts like a fierce.